Okay, so good day everyone. So our topic for today is about muscular system anatomy. So this is how your muscle looks like without your skin. So we'll have the microscopic anatomy of your muscles. So muscle is mainly composed of muscle cells called myofibers, or also known as muscle fibers or myocytes. So called because of their fiber-like shape. So basically, if you are going to compare your cells in your muscle to the other cells of your body, we can actually say that they're different because muscle cells are fiber in shape, unlike in other parts of your body wherein there are cells that shape like cubes, shape like columns. Okay? So myofibrils are the contractile proteins arranged as sarcomeres, which is responsible for contractility. These are actually the responsible why our muscle are capable of contracting. So this is how your muscle fiber anatomy looks like. So on your left, you have here this. You can see the striations, and then you can see the nucleus, and then these are the myofibrils, which actually contains the filaments containing actin and myosin. So we will have the sarcomere first. So our sarcomere came from the Greek sarx meaning flesh and meros meaning part. It's actually the basic contractile unit of a muscle's cross-striated myofiber or myofiber. So sarcomeres are multi-protein complexes composed of the A and I band. So later on, you will know what's A and I bands. So as you can see in this picture, so you can see the I band, so the one with the Z line. And in here, in wherein there's a gap, it's also known as, you can actually observe that it's actually shaped like H. So it's what we call as A band. So basically, it's actually an in-between of I band, A band, and another I band. So what's A and I band? So the thick filament system or dark or A band is composed of myosin protein. So we talk about myosin is actually a kind of protein. And then the thin filaments that would be the light or I band are assembled by actin, trypomyosin, and troponin. So what are these actin, trypomyosin, and troponin? So they were actually the same with the myosin. They're actually made up of proteins, or they're actually the proteins of our muscles, while the nibulin and titin give stability and structure to the sarcomere. So under a microscope and then a drawing, this is how an actin looks like. So mura siya class og beads. Mura siya beads nga naay bitay thread nga gipang tuhog-tuhog. So that's how they look like. So this is how an animated I band, H zone, and the opposite, which is the I band again. So this is how they look like if it's being animated. So we will now proceed to other parts of the muscle fiber. So a myofiber has its cytoplasmic contents or sarcoplasm. So in an ordinary cell, it's actually called cytoplasm. But for a muscle cell, its cytoplasm is actually called sarcoplasm, which is actually enclosed by the plasma membrane called sarcolemma. So basically, the cell membrane of a muscle fiber is actually called sarcolemma. In a normal cell, we actually call it cell membrane or plasma membrane. So they were just the same. Okay? So the sarcoplasmic reticulum or SR came from the Greek sarx meaning flesh. It's actually a special type of smooth ER found in smooth and striated muscle. So, unsa man ang smooth ER, sir? These are actually the part of the cells that serve as the quality center. The SR contains large stores of calcium which it sequesters and then releases when the muscle cell is stimulated. The SR's release of calcium upon electrical stimulation of the cell plays a major role in excitation to contraction of muscles. So the SR has membranes that run across the muscle fiber, and these are called the T or transverse tubules. T-tubules were actually made up of tubes, but they actually shape like letter T. So we have here an image of a sarcolemma that actually contains T-tubules. Next is fasciculi to muscle bundle. So myofibers are individually wrapped by a connective tissue called endomysium. So muna, it's called endomysium from the word endo meaning inside. It's because the myofibers were actually found on the inner part of the muscles or the muscle tissue. And then fasciculus or fascicle is a bundle of myofibers wrapped by perimysium. And then a muscle bundle is a bundle of fasciculi wrapped by epimysium. So basically, this epimysium is actually the outermost membrane of a muscle. Inside of it is actually another membrane called perimysium. And then inside the perimysium, you will have there a group of myofibers that were actually wrapped by an endomysium. So basically, this is how they look like. So we have here a muscle belly, which is actually being enclosed by a epimysium. And then, it actually contains the fasciculus. And then the fasciculus is being wrapped by an endomysium. And then, you can see there the perimysium as well in between the epimysium and then endomysium. So, you can see here the sarcolemma, the sarcoplasm, and then the myofibril or myofibril. So we will now proceed to the gross anatomy. A single muscle bundle is bulging in the middle and tapers toward the end, meaning dako siya sa center. Okay? So the middle part which gets bigger when the muscle contracts is called the belly. So kanang sa atong bicep class, kanang ipa-strong na to, i-bend na to ato ang hand unya atong ipa-strong ang ato ang bicep. The one that actually bulge at the center is actually called the belly. So, the epimysium of this bundle is continuous with the tendons at the end. So, naa siya duha ka tendons. Origin and insertion. So, origin meaning naa siya dito nag-originate. Kung asa siya last nip tapot, mo siya gitawag insertion, meaning asa siya gi-insert. So, the bone at only one end is moved upon contraction of the muscle. This end of the muscle is its insertion. Some superficial muscles have their incisions attached to the skin. So, depende lang kung asa nimo malocate ang muscles. So, the other end of the muscle, which is the origin or head, is attached to the bone that moves the least or does not move at all. So, as you can see here with the two arrow, that's the insertion and then the origin. So, let's proceed to red and white muscles. So, muscle fiber types are classed according to, we have here red muscles. That's actually a type 1 or slow twitch muscles, meaning they can actually work in a long period of time before having a fatigue. And then the other one is white muscle, which is classified as type 2 or fast twitch muscles, meaning paspas kay ni siya, pero dali lang po siya mag-fatigue. So red muscles, these are more efficient for contractions over a period of time because they generate more ATP by aerobic respiration. So let's just say sa athletics, so kung long distance ang imuhang duwa, let's just say around 800, 1,500, 3,000, 5,000 to 21K to 42K, so you will be using red muscles. So they appear darker red due to the red pigment myoglobin, which stores oxygen for muscles to use in aerobic respiration. So how about the white muscles? So these muscles are much better for generating short bursts of strength but easily develop fatigue. So they appear white because of the absence of myoglobin, and these muscles use ATP produced by anaerobic respiration. So these were actually the kind of muscles that were being used by kanang sa athletics pod kanang 100 meter dash, 200 meter dash ug 400 meter dash. So white muscle subtype. So type 2A fibers, these are the intermediate fast twitch muscles. These fibers can use both aerobic and anaerobic metabolism almost equally to generate ATP. While type 2B fibers, these fibers use anaerobic metabolism to create energy. These are the basic fast twitch muscle fibers that excel at producing quick, powerful bursts of speed. So, that ends our discussion. So, if you do have questions, kindly pose it in the comment section. So, thank you for listening.